Good morning, good morning. It's nice to see you. Good morning to you all. Hi, Connie Murphy, over 70 and still glamorous. Well, I woke up this morning and I thought, what little thing can I do to do something different today? Yesterday, I watched the 9/11 programs all afternoon into the evening, between my chores. And the only one I didn't watch was the one about Air Force One. Well, which maybe I'll watch tonight. So, like I was saying, I thought, well, I can put different colors on my eyes. So I put blue today. Dark blue pencil under here, in the corners halfway, a little bit on the insides, and my pencil on my crease, and then I used the aqua on top. Kind of put a little more blue here. Anyway, that's my little change for the day. Was thinking about going to Walmart and get a few things for my mom, and I might even try on some stuff over there, which I've never recorded try-ons over there. Speaking about try-ons, I've been watching a gal called Michelle, and her channel is called Older Women Rock, and she looks adorable in all her boho clothes. I like her style, very casual but current, and her channel is about going to vintage shops or secondhand stores and doing the try-ons of the clothes that she loves. And I gotta tell you, they got some really nice stuff at her store wherever she's going. So check her out. You might like her if you're into that kind of a thing. Okay, what else? My new phone that I got last week, well, I wanted to wait for the 11, but I'd have to wait too long. Well, I was watching Deborah Joy, and she was just so happy with her phone. I don't know what kind of a phone it is. I mean, who makes her phone? But she said it had 3 cameras, and I thought, mine doesn't have 3 cameras, and I've got the Apple, 10R. So, maybe I don't need the 3 cameras, but would have been curious. Well, in the meantime, my husband will get that when it comes out, and I'll be able to check it out and maybe even use it a couple times. Who knows? Anyway, another thing about Deborah Joy is I've been thinking about trying to go and give her a visit. She asked me if I could come by, and I'm trying to find out what day will be good. So, Deborah, if you're watching, expect me sometime in the not-too-distant future to come and visit you. Alrighty. So, what else? Going back to this blue eye makeup, I'm still not allergic to it, and I know that some girls are. Don't know why, but I'm glad I'm not. Okay, so another thing I wanted to just kind of chit-chat with you about is I watched Kelly Clarkson the other day, and she was talking about her experiences in school and how she talked too much, and she never really got written up, quote, but she was always getting harassed. Well, it got me thinking about when I used to go to junior high school. And like I said before, I never considered myself a talker, never considered myself a troublemaker or whatever, although I did have to defend myself a couple of times from the neighborhood girl gangs. She went on to tell a couple of stories, and like I said, it reminded me of a couple of stories that I had in junior high school. One of them was I had this female English teacher, and I'm in the back room, and evidently, that's when I was sneaking in my makeup and washing it all off before I got home, and she said to me, "Sanchez, plastic surgery." And even as a 12 or 13-year-old girl, I thought, how rude, because I'll tell you, she could have used a little herself. Anyway, another time, another time was in junior high school. No, was that junior high school? Yeah, I think it was. And there was this teacher, kind of a short, stocky guy, he had a nickname called Big Red. Well, I never knew what big red meant, but I found out one day when I was talking to a girlfriend in the back of the classroom, and I know he had said 2 or 3 times, no talking, no talking, no talking, or you're going to get the big red. Of course, it went over my head. I thought to myself, well, I'm a girl, you know, what's he going to do to me? Well, let me tell you. He said, Miss Sanchez, I want you to stay after class. So he took out this big red paddle that had holes in it, you know, so your flesh could go through it when you hit your bottom. And I thought, oh God, brace yourself, Connie. So he whacked me 3 times. I'm telling you, he whacked me hard, very hard, for a strong mind like that to use that much force on a 13-year-old gal. But you know what? I did not cry. I thought, you S.O.B., I'll show you. And I walked out of the room, and it was very difficult to walk out of there, but I walked out of there as straight as I could. I walked all the way home, and I never said a thing to my mom. So that's what happened to me in junior high school. So I always consider myself as someone who would, you know, try new things and not be afraid to just keep walking forward wherever that was going to take me. And my girlfriend, Lucy, in high school, which I never knew she felt this way, I don't know, about 7, 8 years ago maybe, she said to me, you always look like you knew where you were going. Well, at the time I did. I mean, if I was going walking someplace, I was. But I think she's meant something more than that. And maybe she was right. I was, like I say, never afraid to try new things. I remember when I needed a job as a single parent, I went to a print shop, and I got a print shop. My sister-in-law told me about this place where she worked. And the guy says to me, let me see your hands. So I showed him my hands. And evidently he was looking for calluses or something like that. But I do have, you know, strong-looking hands with my mother's inherited veins. And anyway, I got the job. And I really liked it. And I think I was there for about, 6 or 8 months. And then something else came along, and I moved along. But that was an experience, a different experience. And then car sales. When we moved out of Orange County, no, just before we moved out of Orange County, I'm looking for a job, and I'm thinking, I'm going to try car sales. At that time, my hubby was still selling cars. And so I went to Moon Nissan in Toyota. And I walked in there real confident, like, oh, you know, I've done this before 1,000 times. I can sell anything, you know, and a big smile. And they hired me on the spot. And I went to work that day. So something that happened on that car lot before I decided to leave was I worked really hard. I do have a lot of tenacity when I go to do something. You know, I can't seem to stop doing it. I've got to finish it or do my best or whatever. So we were having a contest, which car team would sell the most car, or which individual on that car team would sell the most cars. Well, that month, I sold the most cars. And that was like maybe my 3rd month there, I want to say. And it was a horrible schedule, long, long hours, and it never failed whenever it was your day off. They wanted you to come in at 9 o'clock, dressed for work, and have a meeting. And so after 3 months of that, I thought, this is nonsense. I'm getting tired, and I'm not coming in on my day off. So when he said that, I said, whatever his name was, a little short Mexican Latin guy, I said, I'm not coming in. I'm tired. I will not be here tomorrow. And he said, well, if you're not here, we're going to let you go. I said, you know, do what you have to do, but I just want you to know that I'm not going to be here tomorrow in case you want to cover me. So I didn't go in. And the next working day, which was, you know, the following day, I went to work, and I hear my name. Miss Sanchez, please come to the office. So I go to the office, and he proceeds to give me a piece of paper to sign because they were going to terminate me. But I didn't sign it. And he says, well, we're gonna have to let you go. I said, okay, no problem. And I said, what about my $500 bonus because I won that contest? He says, we'll send it to you in the mail. I said, well, I'd like to pick it up if you don't mind. So I kind of had him by the yin-yang at that point. And he said, okay. So a couple of days later, I went in, and I got my $500 bonus. So then, of course, you know, I tried ballroom dancing, and I absolutely loved that. I even did a stint in wrestling. Yes, I did. Mud wrestling. Yep, close your ears if you don't want to hear about that. But I told you before that when I got off work, I used to go and do novelty shows. They could have been legs contest or T-shirt contest or costume contest, whatever kind of contest it was, I would join it after work. I just liked performing. So, and the challenge of seeing how far I could get. So one day after one of these novelty shows, this young girl, about 18 years old, comes up to me, beautiful blonde. She had just moved here from Las Vegas, and I guess evidently that was something they did over there. So she decided to have the first mud wrestling troupe in Hollywood. And she asked me if I'd be interested, and I said, oh, no, I don't want to get hurt. She goes, oh, no, it's not like that. You know, we choreograph everything, and we have beautiful costumes. And, you know, when she said beautiful costumes, and I'd be safe, I thought, well, what have I got to lose? Perfect hours, because, you know, I worked nights so that I would be there during the day for my kids. So I think I did that for, I don't know, time goes by so fast. Year and a half, 2 years, and made buku bucks. But the problem was, once the strippers found out how much money we were making, the show started to take a not so good of a turn because they were kind of raunchy, and I wasn't raunchy. So I was more of a fun type, you know. I did my Cleopatra costumes and my Mickey Mouse costumes, and one day I borrowed my sister's mascot lion, my daughter's lion mascot costume, and she was furious about that. And, you know, stuff like that. Entertaining stuff, but not sexual. Anyway, so moving on. Of course, eventually I decided I wanted to record some of my gospel original songs. And so I did that when I turned 50, when I had moved to Hemet, California. And that just kind of seemed to fall in place also because someone mentioned to me about a studio up in the hills of Hemet. And she said, it's not really for the public. You have to know somebody to go there. Well, I knew her, and she had recorded there. And later on, I found out that, you know, supposedly Diana Ross had recorded there at one point and stuff like that. So I went up there and I introduced myself, and we got along really well, and we recorded my CD. Very inexpensive, and I do think that the quality and everything of it, the packaging and the whole thing came out really nice. I didn't have a producer. I was more or less my own producer because I was singing my songs the way that I felt them. But if I ever do another CD, I will get a producer. By the way, talking about producers, I watched that fantastic program called Songland, and that is what that's all about. 4 people will come in with original songs, and there will be an artist for the week who's looking for an original song, and he picks which one he wants. And the process of taking the contestants' original song and improving upon them has been very valuable. Wow, I can't get that darn word up. Anyway, it's been a it's been a wonderful learning experience watching that program, because I can take my songs and apply their suggestions or techniques or whatever. So at some point when I have time, I'm looking forward to that. And then, of course, the next thing in my life that came along was YouTube. And only out of necessity, being home stranded, I feel sometimes, I said to my husband, I want to go on YouTube. And of course, right away, he always does what I ask him. He's really good that way. And one of these days, I'm going to grow up and be just like him. So he'll ask me something, I'll say, oh, not right now. I don't feel like it. Or, later on, and then we'll do it later on. So anyway, that's my sharing video, I guess. And I guess I'll just end it here. Probably have enough footage by now. So everybody take care of yourselves. Enjoy the wonderful weather that's coming along. Today it's only going to be 97 here. And, well, I say only 97 because it's been 102 and 105. And although yesterday it was about 85. Beautiful. So I'm getting out today. Going to go to Walmart, get some sun, and just go and be around people. So don't forget that, young girl. And I'll see you soon, God willing. Bye, everybody. Connie Murphy, over 70 and still glamorous. Bye.